Yeah, I think it's wise to say we are building on top of all the fundamentals that we have built as part of the standard software engineering practices. But that 16% that you said that is unique potentially, that definitely I want to unpack in terms of what it means when it comes to designing the reliable and predictable AI solutions, etc. But before we go there, this space is definitely is filled with many hypes, right? So I just wanted to pick up your thoughts on, at a high level, which of the trends you see are overhyped today in the AI engineering space, and more importantly, which trends have emerged but are underrated, which are not talked about that much, but should have get that much more attention.
Yeah. You go on LinkedIn and every man and his dog is on there saying, I built Spotify over the weekend.
Hmm.
And that is uh, good for you, brother. I guarantee you didn't build Spotify over the weekend. You built something that was perhaps a nice clickable UI, and if you tried to launch that into production,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose your customers' data, your own data, money, etc. So they built a nice POC, and AI is incredibly good at building POCs. Like just this morning, I've had an idea for a while that I've been going back and forth on. It's quite a complex problem space to solve in, and I thought I'll just start start from the UI and work back towards the back end that I've started to build out. And I got a stunning, incredible demo, out of a PRD that I've spent months refining. But it's not a product. It is so far from a product. So there's definitely this hype because it's addictive, honestly. Like how fast you can spin something out that is functional, clickable, and can solve a real problem. And in some cases, that's enough. If you're solving a problem just for yourself, sometimes that's completely sufficient. But if you're going into a production environment, you need far more infrastructure around that process than I built Spotify over the weekend. And I think the other hype piece is that it's going to replace engineers in the next 3 months, 6 months. I don't believe that for a moment. I think eventually, over time, perhaps within the next 2 years, it will. I mean, it's already reshaping organizations and how they think about engineering and other disciplines within the organization. And over time, it will dramatically change. Like there's without a doubt the discipline. But not today, probably. And enterprises are typically slower to adopt, and so that transition take a while. But the underhyped things, I think, are around the importance of harness and harness engineering, and it's something which people aren't talking about as much. Two things. One is multiplayer aspects of AI and AI use cases, where at the moment we've spent the last couple of years training agents how to work as a team, how to swarm over problems, and we've left humans out of that as this single player, through a chat interface. Whereas I think we need to broaden that out into a much more multiplayer mindset where we incorporate other parts of the organization, other parts of engineering to be able to influence the outcome. And people tend to talk about it as harness. I talk about it as meta harness or a harness, because it's the things that outside of you as a personal developer working on something to start to include the whole team to be able to shape just the inference that's happening on your machine. So that's where I think we need to start moving towards a conversation of multiplayer and meta harness or harness. But certainly at an individual level, the harness is an incredibly important idea. I think a lot of organizations are stuck in the conversation around which model they're using, which is a very, 2025 discussion. 2026 discussion needs to be around, how are we empowering people with better harnesses and empowering the whole org with the meta harness that we build.